welcome to Homestead, Miami, and the rain is pouring with Catfish on pole from Ica World and Ray Shen. Then it's Sebastian Ocampo, Xavier Kibitza with the best career qualifying effort, then Pierre Gasly, Marcus Nelson, Lars Leclerc, and Tonali Gabo. Now you find the championship leader Revo starting 10th from Remy LeBeau and Zach Wallace. Then it's Hugh Cable, Oscar Falstad, Daph Sanchez, Babinus Jr., the Edams Renault driver of Bob Vassaro, followed by the Red Devil and Pablo Sierra, then Cosma Medicis, who finally scored point last time out, Scanlon Rosser, and Burst Theo. Homestead, Miami, Florida. Greatest place to be in for race 19 with Catfish on pole. All 5 lights have gone on. And we are underway for the Miami Prix. Brilliant start from both front row drivers, but I think Shen might have actually got a better start than Ica. He sends it down the inside through turn number 1 and is alongside Catfish, heading through the opening parts of this lap. And I think Catfish might actually have to concede the position as Ica World now leads here in Homestead in front of the championship protagonist in Catfish ahead of Ocampo and Shen. Further back, the Red Devil getting a time penalty for causing a collision. You can see why. Catfish, however, getting himself back up into the race lead. The rain is pouring heavily around here, as it sometimes does. Not often, but sometimes. So you do have to be aware of these things, and I'm pretty sure that one driver had the setup right in qualifying, that being Verstio, who broke Parc Ferme in midway through qualifying, so is forced to start from the back of the pack. Ica going alongside Catfish, taking the lead, and into the wall goes Jan Golan. Lucky not to spear right into the other one. Yellow flags were out there for a little bit, but they have been cleared up, and Ica's dropped down to 3rd, and look at the state of that Trackhouse Mercedes front wing. Revo has made his way up into 9th, Nelson has dropped down to 8th, so now the two Techeetah boys alongside each other on the track. And oh, Yellow's in the 3rd, you Cable track. He's been given a time penalty. Another yellow flag being waved. Now who's that for? We might see someone come into the pits, but if not, then here comes Remy LeBeau into turn number 1. Catfish leading in front of Shen and Ocampo. As here comes Remy on Nelson as well. The carry man is trying to slice his way through the field, and is only up into 9th for a second there. Not too sure what or who the yellows were for, because we ain't found them. They're certainly somewhere in the mid-pack. And yeah, Daph Sanchez, we found him. He's got damage to the front wing. You can see the Nissan boys going side by side. Xavier Kibitza's up into 3rd position with Gasly up into 5th in the slipstream of Sebastian Ocampo. As Ocampo's mentor figure, I guess, in Catfish, leading from Shen and Kibitza. You can see the fact that there are rookies. Yellows once again. Remy LeBeau, that's Gabo, off into the wall alongside him. Remy LeBeau, both drivers off, and you Cable involved too. Little bit of a pile up down here. We shouldn't have any retirements if everyone knows what they're doing. Medicis into the back of his own teammate Sanchez. 5-second time penalty. Track has been cleared with no retirements on lap 2. Catfish, he's leading by a 1.5 seconds. No real fight for the lead. There rarely ever is around here, because you can make moves in the opening 2 sectors, but if you are over a second ahead, then that gap is going to keep increasing. Gasly setting new fastest lap time. Anyone. Zach Wallace, just a note on the 52. He's been consistently outperforming his teammate this season as Gabo dives into pit lane. Catfish setting a fastest first sector of anyone, and for the Italian, this is really a sad way to go out, as Remy LeBeau follows him into the pits. This is a real sad way for a Sims fan to leave the ERL. Rarely do we ever see a driver announce their retirement and then come back, as Kibitza up into 3rd position alongside Ocampo heading through the chicane. You rarely ever want to be down there. He's just about kept it on the track. He's holding down 3rd, using all of his attack charge. And he's currently up in 3rd on lap 3. Marcus Nelson further back, fastest 2nd sector of anyone. You, once again, don't really want to be going side by side through this specific chicane, just because of how tight it is and how much speed you can carry. If you go side by side, then, well, put simply, you're not going to be expecting that, nor are your opponents. As Catfish, that's a 124.183 on lap 4 of 14. This race might be a little bit of a slow burn, but even despite that, make sure you like the video, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, you know, just the YouTuber stuff. Leclerc sets a 123.966, as you can see the state of the Andretti front wing down there. Leclerc is seemingly closing in on his teammate, who's dropped to 8th. Weber and Nelson in 6th and 7th. Catfish, as it would stand, would reclaim the championship lead into the final 4 rounds of the season. The season, of course, one of the, if not the single longest of all time. Oh, it is the longest VRL season of all time. 23 races across 6 of the 7 continents. This is just racing at its finest. As you can see, Iker currently in 8th position, driving car number 8. His teammate is closing in. It's Nelson set to fast the second sector. The Techeetah car does seem to be a lot nicer in these conditions in the hands of Marcus Nelson today. So seemingly mistakes made in London have been learned, as here comes Leclerc, winner of the London E-Prix, up into 8th position as Catfish got lap 5 of 14 in front of Shen and Ocampo. This race is going to be a grueling one, I'm sure. As you can see, Wallace up into 9th position as well. As you can see, a lot of moves in the midfield as Sierra setting a fastest lap, a 1:22 lap time. But if you're looking up front, then the closest fight for position you have is between Ocampo, Kubica, and Gasly. XKU, Xavier Kubica. And he defends from Gasly by sending it down the inside on Ocampo. That's going to be 3rd. Will Gasly follow him through? He does, but is only alongside Ocampo for now. Still roughly side by side. On board we go with Gasly. And he has been forced to drop down to 5th position, looking back with Kubica. And Ocampo not able to close in, but Gasly is in the slipstream of the number 88. Closing in, pulls out. Will Gasly go down the inside into the braking point? Here they come through the final part of this lap now. Gasly up into 3rd position. Versus Theo with the fastest second sector, but off into the wall is gone. Who is that? I think that might be one of the Nissans maybe, as you can see Falstad and Wallace fighting over the position. And yes, Scadlin Rossack, front wing damage. Unfortunate news if you are a Rossack fan or a Nissan fan in general, which is weird to say the least considering their performance so far this season. Catfish still leading in front of Shen and Kubica. We were on board with Gasly for a second there. I'm still watching Pierre with 8 laps to go. This has been a real slow burner of a race. No retirements, no real race lead shenanigans, but you do have Marcus Nelson on the back of Ocampo. Ocampo looked to send it down the inside, not quite able to do so. You're watching the ERL Formula E series on BBS Formula 1 Motorsports. We're on board with Marcus Nelson here in Homestead, Miami. And Ocampo looking for a way to get past Gasly once more. It's not really a fight for the lead or even second position, because Shen and Catfish are 4 seconds in front. As there goes Ocampo to P3. Can Gasly try and send it down the inside, because he's alongside. Full course yellow for the first time today, and it's the Red Devil off into the wall. Oh, had to thread the needle there. And there's Theo's also off. Cosmas Padisis into the wall. Scadlin Rossack is going to be there too. What is down there that can be reducing grip that much? Might be water. Must be the water. Sanchez into the side of the Greek driver. 10-second time penalty for death. And it's not as if the track is clearing up. It certainly isn't, because if it was, you'd see drivers coming to the pits for inters or possibly even slicks at that point. But no, it's just, it is wet. And some drivers just can't handle the conditions, it seems. But Kiro's woes from last time out, in terms of Remy LeBeau, have transferred over to the Dutch driver himself. As look at the state of Medusa's front wing. He's going to have to pit. Davinis Jr. comes in, gets rid of that front wing, sets a new set of wet compound tires. In terms of how slick they are, the wets are like super soft. Like really soft tires, but even then can't really use them. Nelson's gone off. Nelson has had enough. He's into the wall. Look at the state of the front wing on that Diaz Techeetah car. Revo's up to P6. Yellow's still down there in the second, and Leclerc's gone off. Wallace is out, and the other McLaren of Homestead out of this too. Cable also. Oh, Bogdasarov! Oh my goodness, both! Oh, that's a big one here in Homestead. Cable and Iker both with damage. Yeah, that's just the wet conditions, I think. Absolute insanity. Shouldn't be as insane as last time out, hopefully. We sincerely hope not, but we get back racing. Look at Sanchez's front wing. That Andretti car must be a lot to handle in these conditions. Nelson comes in to get rid of that absolutely mangled front wing. As IBJ heads through that chicane. And Leclerc also coming in to rid himself of that front wing. If you stay out there with front wings looking like that, you're going to really struggle when it comes to having any grip. So it's a double stack down at Trackhouse. So both drivers have insane amounts of front wing damage. Sanchez, however, not being called in. Okay, they can do whatever they want in terms of the strategy, but I'm just saying it might not be smart. The top six, they've got a very good buffer to Sierra and everyone else behind. In fact, even Revo, he can pit and remain in 6th position as long as he doesn't encounter tire issues like he did at the end of Buenos Aires. And Ray Shen is closing in. Shen closing up to the back of R4 Catfish, who stays out on lap 9 of 14. No attack mode. Only being able to use attack charge. It can cause races like this, especially in the wet. But at the same time, at Illinois, a track like the one we have in Indianapolis, we do testing at Illinois for all the American races just to make sure that everything works, because Worldwide Technology Speedway is really good. No, it should be using a lot of attack cars around here, but drivers really aren't with 5 to go. And Revo's 19-ish seconds in front of Sierra. That's not quite a pit stop in front. He's a pit stop in front of his teammate, but not in front of the man with the fastest lap. He is, however, increasing that gap. Sorry for the burp. There's Ocampo in the 76 heading through the chicane. He's looking for a podium today. He should be able to get one. Yeah, the top 6 are really just minding their business. They're not really trying to fight each other. And honestly, in terms of smart things in the ERL, that might actually be one of the smartest decisions, not trying to fight each other. However, in terms of entertainment value, got none. Is that Shen coming in? Shen's into the pits. Inter's going on for Ray Shen. Gasly follows him in with Xavier Kubica, but Revo stays out there. A little bit of a slower stop will be had for Mercedes. Another set of Inters on. And Gasly now heading down to put on a set of Inters. That moves Revo up into 3rd position, but as it stands, still, Catfish would be leading the championship by 3 points, as if Buenos Aires in this race just didn't happen. Sierra's coming in. Now, the rain is slowing, but I don't know if it's stopping, even then, Renault putting him onto medium tires, going on for Pablo Sierra. I think the top 3 might actually stay as they are. The championship hopeful, the double champion and the triple champion, the top 3. As Gabo puts on a set of softs. Now, here's the thing. the top 6 out there right now, they might want to stay out. In fact, the top 9 might want to stay out, but it stopped raining. Track's still wet. You can see still water on parts of the track, but it's not raining anymore. So expect a lot of drivers to come in, as Sanchez serving his 10 seconds time penalty. Look at how slick they are. Catfish stays out for another tour. Catfish is staying out. Ocampo stays out. Will Revo stay out? Will he try and do a smart thing and come in? He's staying out. The top 3 are staying out on wets. Full wet tires. Not even the Inters that Ray Shen and Gasly and Kubica are all on. Are any of the top 6 gonna pit? As you can see, Gasly and Kubica around the turns. No, they're staying out on lap 11. They're on the wets. They're still on the wet compound tires. Oh! Pincer move from U-Cable and Sierra. That's a big shunt between the two of them. U-Cable's been given a 5-second time penalty. Medicis heads through the chicane on wet, and in fact, I'd argue that, yeah, the wet weather tires might have more grip, because you can see Gabo into the wall. He's slipping and sliding through that chicane. Might not have been the smartest decision. In fact, you can see drivers getting lapped if they're on the dries. So maybe not the smartest move. Off into the wall is Remy LeBeau with front wing damage. The last driver currently on the lead lap. As you can see, I think that's Scadlin Rotak. Yeah, it is. He's struggling down there. Yellow's still out there in the second. Don't know who that's for. That's for Revo. The championship leader's heading off. Should be fine. He can still continue. Out of this race has gone Ray Shen. Sliding into the barriers there is Daf Sanchez with front wing damage. Full Corsella's out there. I think you might want to be on the... I don't think you want to be on the Inters or the wets. In fact, I don't think I want to be on this grid no more if it's like this, because you can see track is still wet. The red light indicators are still on. Don't think attack mode is available or anything, but Ocampo into the pits. Catfish is in. They strap on Inters. Inters for Catfish, and this is a real questioning moment in terms of what strategy you want to do. Inters go on for Ocampo. Gasly leads in the ERL for the first time. Inters for Revo. Gasly might be able to win today. And it's all about what compound you want to use. Do you want to be on wets? Do you want to be on dries? This is a real tough moment. 5-second time penalty. Oh, that's Babinus Jr. And the man who could be leaving it with the championship lead has front wing damage. Babinus Jr. is up on the wall, and he's watching the rest of the field go by. Full course yellows into the wall goes Finale Gabo. Under the full course yellow conditions, in fact. I don't think you want to be on the slicks. Sierra's heading off as well. U-Cable's struggling out there for grip. In terms of what tyre you want to use, I don't know. All I know is that you don't want to be out there on slicks. Slicks are not the way to go. Maybe Inters. Soft tyre, mediums going on for Cosmas Medicis. The red light indicators are off. Off is gone. That's a red car. I think that might be U-Cable. It's not. It's the race leader. And Xavier Kubica, Ocampo, and Catfish, Revo, all into the wall. That's Marcus Nelson, not Revo. That's his teammate. And Sanchez getting a time penalty down in 16th as a lapped car. If you thought last time out was carnage, well, come to Homestead. We'll show you what true carnage looks and feels like. More yellows. Ica World and crucially versus Theo. 5-second time penalty. Medicis for the second weekend in a row is in the points, and Ica World is out. Penultimate lap starts and Gasly leads. Who's gonna come in? If anyone. Will anyone pit? Drivers should certainly be pitting for the slick compound tires. In my opinion, I think the optimal tire right now is the softs. Most of the field is on wets. Sanchez has come in because he can get rid of that front wing. And we're back underway. And Gasly has the opportunity to win his first career victory. Catfish, as it stands, would drop to 4th and get 12 points compared to Revo's 6th. 6 points, so that would lead the championship margin standing at 1 point in Revo's favour heading into the final 4 races. Imagine the scenes at the Sims garage. And imagine the scenes in France. Never mind. Gasly's in the wall. Medicis with the fastest third sector. Gasly gets it back on the track, pointing in the right direction. Catfish has dropped down to 4th. As through the chicane, Kubica's off. Ocampo and Catfish all off into the wall. They get it back, pointing in the right direction. They spin in the wall because they don't have the grip with their wet weather tires. I've said it here first, and massive shunt to Clerk and championship leader Revo all out of the race, and he's in the catch fencing. Revo's in the catch fencing. Oh no! His car caught in the catch fencing by the rear wing. His head outside of it, so he shouldn't have hit it by the head like Dan Weldon did in Las Vegas. May Dan rest in peace. But on this final lap, Pierre Gasly is leading from Xavier Kubica and Sebastian Ocampo. Catfish will currently score 12 points today and take the championship lead by 5 as UKable's gone off. Leclerc and Gabo out of this race. Gabo's out. Leclerc was already out. Oh my goodness, what a final lap. Remy's off into the wall as well. Gets it back up and running, however, in 10th. And Rotak also slides off into the barriers, into the other side of the barriers as well. And my God, this race, it's something else. Truly is something else. And for the Frenchman, driving car number 3, comes through the chicane and hits the wall again. Come on, Gasly, get it back running. Come on, you can get your first race win here. Kubica's currently looking at his best career finish, and he spins with Ocampo. Both drivers off. Catfish also in the wall. Can he keep his wheel spinning? Any points that Catfish can get here today will help him in his championship challenge. He's in the wall again and gets hit by Theo and is out of the race. Pierre Gasly wins the Homestead Miami E3. That's what it's currently looking like. Ocampo's also out. It's going to be a 2-3 from Mercedes. What on earth is this? Oh my God. I can't find the words in my vocabulary to describe this, but Pierre Gasly takes victory in Homestead, Miami to complete all the races in America, having the weirdest finishes of all time. Kubica is second. Give it up for Theo. With a 10-second time penalty, he should be third. Cosmas Medicis might be trying to take the podium away from the Mercedes rookie, as Sanchez, a lap down, will come across the line with him. But my God, what on earth was that finish? What was that? Catfish will not leave here, leading the championship, unfortunately. Into the wall goes Remy LeBeau, spins, and Theo will not be on the podium. Cosmas Medicis, for the second race in a row, will be third. Due to a time penalty, this time he gets elevated instead of removed from the podium. But my God, what on earth? There goes Remy LeBeau past UKable. We had 10 finishes today. Sanchez, because he was a lap down, according to the timing screens, he's behind Catfish and Ocampo. However, since he actually crossed the finish line, and once the race ended, he will be awarded with 10th position, I believe. Oh my God. That's Homestead for you. Pierre Gasly finally gets a race win of his own, man. In that number 3 car that has been raced by a German E-Shooten. Certainly had a lot more races with the German, but still, Gasly with victory in Homestead. And he's on the top step of the podium with Kubica and Medicis alongside him. Medicis with a second consecutive podium finish. Honestly, what did you expect in Homestead? Then it's Theo, Marcus Nelson, Remy LeBeau, UKable, Pablo Sierra, Scalone Rotak, and a lap down towards Dash Sanchez, with the non-finishers being Catfish, Ocampo, Revo, Leclerc, Gabo, World, Shen, Bamness Jr., Bob Tesarov, Wallace, Falstad, and the Red Devil. In the driver's standings, Revo still leads in front of Catfish. Then it's Nelson, Leclerc, Gasly, Bob Tesarov, Remy LeBeau is behind Ocampo, then there's Theo Sanchez and Iker World, then it's Kubica, Babinis Jr., the Red Devil, Rayshane Wallace, Cable, Falstad, Sierra, Gabo, Medicis in front of Scuttle and Lossack. In the Constructors standings, heading into the next round of the championship, I'm losing my breath here. Techeetah are on 302 points and have one hand on the Constructors crown. Then it's Trackhouse Mercedes, DS Andretti, Sims Porsche, and Mercedes EQ. Then it's Kiro Porsche, Power Renault, Renault E-Dams, DS Venturi Formula E-Team, McLaren Mercedes, and Nissan Nismo. And after that hectic race, I think we need to check again stateside with the ERL IndyCar Series. So the ERL will return next time with the ERL IndyCar Series.